truth, like my honest review when it comes to tax surplus and state funds. I'm going to give you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. And this is inspired by a conversation I had with one of my newest enrollees into my academy. And we were having a private coaching session. And one of the things that really reminded me to have this conversation with you is the struggle. And the struggle is real. And usually around the 2 to 3 month mark, when people decide, like, I'm going to do this, this is my time, I'm going to start a business, unclaimed funds, it all makes sense. Everything just aligns. I get to help people, not charge these people, and make a living doing it. And you would be absolutely right. But the problem is people get into the business and they forget it's a business. They forget that no matter how awesome the concept is, I mean, everybody who gets in the business thinks that they have the best idea and it's just a no-brainer and it's just gonna make a ton of money and people are just gonna come flocking to you just because you're in business and you got something great to offer. But you have to remember that with any business, this one included, there will be a level of skepticism with people not knowing if you have the quality or the goods that they're looking for. There has to be a know, a like, and a trust factor. What does that mean? People need to know you, right? They need to know of you, about you or your business. Sometimes they might hear it through the grapevine, through referrals. Sometimes they might talk to you and do some research, right? They might check out your website. They might want to see, are you emailing me from a Google or Yahoo email, or do you have a professional email? They may go look up some reviews. They may go look at your social media. They might want to just see if you're just legit, like you say you're legit. And I believe this is what a lot of brand new entrepreneurs, we forget this. And I'm here to tell you guys today, if you want to be successful in the business, you have to treat unclaimed funds, tax overages, all that good stuff. You have to treat it like a business. You cannot come at this business as if this is just a hobby or a side hustle and think you're going to be super successful. You may close 1 or 2 deals here and there, but you're not going to be consistent and you're not going to make the amount of money that you think that you deserve or that you want to make when running this business. So anyways, going back to the story, now that I gave you guys all that, going back to the story, I was having a conversation with a gentleman and he's struggling. And of course, like he thinks he's doing everything right, which for the most part he was. Like he got in, he filed with his state, he filed with the IRS, he hired himself a virtual assistant. He's like, I'm going all in, I'm spending money, things should happen. Well, a couple weeks into the game, he's like, dude, I'm spending money, I'm not closing any deals, my skip tracing is not as effective as I thought it was, and I'm just getting burnt out. I feel frustrated. Joe, help me. I thought this was the answer. I thought this was the business to do. I see other people on YouTube, like talking about how great this business is. I'm getting zero. I'm not making any deals. I'm not getting anywhere. What's happening? Well, if you guys, especially people who join my academy, you guys got my course, you guys already know this, but let me remind you, if you follow my channel, you subscribe and you see my videos, I'm going to remind you guys of this. When you start a business, you have to run it like a legitimate business. So here's the steps to make you guys successful. Number one, let's get the whole virtual assistant thing out the way. Yes, you can scale your business and make really good money with a virtual assistant, but you will not see as much success as you think you might if you don't have a proven process, meaning you have not proved to yourself and within your business that you've done something more than one time and it's worked multiple times. Because once you have a process, you have a thing that you do and you can do it on repeat, and if you just keep doing it, you'll keep making money, then why would you hire a virtual assistant to do something that you haven't proved to be successful doing? Does that make sense? Don't hire people to do something in your business that you haven't proved to yourself that you can successfully do, okay? So that's my golden rule when it comes to a virtual assistant. I know it's exciting. I know it's enticing to get these virtual assistants to help out. I mean, trust me, I have 3 companies and I have a bunch of virtual assistants that help me run my businesses in the background. But let me tell you this, every business I've done, I made sure that I can do it I got my hands dirty and I would do it, make sure it works. I'd break it a few times and then keep trying until I get it really good. And once I have a process, then I train them really good. That means for the first 1 to 2 weeks, like that virtual assistant, I don't just give them a job and like they disappear all day. And at the end of the day, I'm like, what did they do? No, we're working together. We're doing a video chat. We might do Zoom or Google Meet, and we're working together. I want to make sure that they get it. I want to make sure they can ask me questions whenever they want. And yes, is this a little bit extra work on my end? Yeah, but I want to make a lot of money. I want to make the 20, 30, $40,000 a month, but I'm not going to make that kind of money if I just hire someone and just because they're cheap, I just trust that like, oh, they're gonna make things happen. Like, no, I hate wasting money. I hate wasting time more than anything. Wasting money, you can always make money back, but time, you cannot get time back. Okay. Here's the next thing. Why do most businesses fail? You got to do your research. You got to pretend like you're back in school. Well, what most businesses fail because of a few reasons, and they're very, very common. Okay. Number one, people run out of money before they run out of motivation. Like their funds are exhausted. Joe, I bought your course, but now I can't afford a website. Now I can't afford a phone dialer. I can't afford whatever. And I get it. But my question to you is why, as an entrepreneur, are you not leveraging your benefits? Stop using your personal credit cards. Stop using your savings. Stop using the money you earn from your 9 to 5. Stop using that towards your business. The moment you get a tax EIN, which is free from the IRS, you go to irs.gov, you go get an EIN. Once you get that and you file with your state, which is probably a couple bucks, 20 to 40 bucks, you file with your state. Now you have the ability to go to a bank and say, look, I'm in business, I'm brand new, I need some capital. All right. And even though I'm brand new, I still want something that is 0% interest for the next 12 to 18 months. And I go all in on how to get funding. If you want to get your first $30,000 to $40,000, I teach that in my Facebook group and I teach it in my course. But I don't want to ruin this video by going into finances. But really, you want to get business funding to fund your business dream. Do not use personal funds. I don't care how scary that might be for you. It is more scary to use your own money than to use the bank's money, and you use that to leverage your business. Trust me, you will not lose sleep as fast as you would lose sleep using your personal funds. I've built 3 companies, 3 very successful, profitable businesses using the bank's money, never my own. I don't care how much money you have or how much you're worth. I don't care if you're balling out of control. Never use your own money when you start a business, okay? So that's another thing that I want people to understand. After that, you have to be visible. You have to have a website. You have to come correct. Stop emailing your leads with a gmail.com. Why are we doing this, guys? Why would you guys use a gmail.com in a professional setting and you want people to take you serious? You need to take the extra, like, I think it's like maybe $12 to get a web domain, and maybe it's another $5 to $7 to get a professional email. I mean, I can't remember the exact prices, excuse me. But you don't want to come at somebody like you're brand new. You want to come off like you've been in the game for a while, you know what you're doing, and they can trust you with their personal information, because this is personal. This is very intimate. This is people, like, you're getting their social security numbers, you're getting their addresses, their phone numbers, you're calling them, they don't know you, and you're coming at them with a gmail.com. Be honest, how many of you all do not have a professional business email? It's okay. I started with one of my businesses was called Impact Bootcamp, right? And it was Impact Coach Joe was my old email at gmail.com. So that was like my old email when I very, very first started. And I laugh at myself now because I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I had a Gmail and I was emailing people and taking their money with that Gmail. Not realizing, because I was so new to business and I was being so cheap, I just didn't even think about how much of an impact it makes on your potential clients if you have a professional email, because you're going to be doing correspondence and sending documents and requesting documents, and you want to have a professional email. Do you need an 800 number? No, you don't. Does it help? Maybe. It possibly will help. I just buy myself phone numbers, and then if I need someone else's area code that matches their area code, It's a dollar. It's a dollar or $1.25 to get myself a new phone number. So when I'm calling you, it's with a familiar area code. And that's another strategy I teach on my channel. You guys can watch through my videos. I talk about why it's so important to have an area code that is a similar area code as the people you're calling, because it makes them feel comfortable to answer your phone calls. Nobody likes answering phone calls from numbers they don't know or area codes they're unfamiliar with. They're not going to answer your call most of the time. All right, you're going to have a very hard time cold calling people with unfamiliar phone numbers. Okay, so do it right. If you're going to do it right. And again, you're like, Joe, where's this money coming from? Well, your sources are this. You can get funding for grants as long as you have yourself an EIN and a city business license if your city requires it. All right. And obviously be filed with your state. File with your state. Number two, you guys can get funding from the bank. You got to have your business documents aligned. If you go to any bank, all right, I personally like the credit unions. I like Chase Bank. Chase Bank is like my best friend. I've probably gotten over $500,000 total from Chase Bank just in funding. Not with just unclaimed funds. Let me get you guys going sideways. You don't need that much money with unclaimed funds. But I have a wellness. I'm in my wellness center. I own a wellness center, so that was over $250,000 with my wellness center. I own another medical staffing group, and then I got my unclaimed funds business. So I've borrowed money for different businesses, and each business is treated as its own entity. So Chase Bank doesn't hold it against me like, oh, we gave you money for this other business. No, they treat it as its independent self. So whatever amount of money I need, whatever it be $10,000 or $100,000, it doesn't matter. You get the money you need. You do the calculations, and then you share that with the bank, and they give you money, and then you get 0% interest, funding from the bank, and you get to work. You get busy. Or you can apply for grants. And you guys know I got this romance with grants. This year has been a slow year for me and my wife of getting grants just because we've been so busy working on our businesses. Usually I am much better at applying for grants, but even with a slow year, we've gotten over 50 grand in grants. And I am not a grant writer. I'm not a grant professional. I just get grants. I know how to find them. I know how to write them, and I do it. I do it for myself. And every once in a while, when the time allows, I'll help out my fellow, clients and people in my academy. I'll help them get some grants for their business, because I feel like we all should be taking advantage of what it means to be a business owner. And I'm on here live today, just dropping knowledge and dropping dimes for you guys, because again, we're so quick to want to start a business. We binge watch courses like it's like a freaking Netflix series. And then we want to get to work, and then we get frustrated because nothing's working, and then we want to quit, and we're kicking a trash can like this is such a waste of money. And I tell people like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why didn't you do the fundamentals first of all? Why didn't you go get grants? Why didn't you go get funding? Why didn't you build a process first? Go back through the videos, watch them 4 or 5 times. But I always tell people, foot stomp, build your processes first before you just start willy-nilly, like shooting from the hip is what I like to say. You're just shooting from the hip and calling people, thinking people are just going to say yes because you found a little bit of money for them. All right. And you wonder why you're not closing any deals. I get very, very passionate about this business because I made all the mistakes for you. You don't have to make the same mistakes that I made. I made this YouTube channel to share free information for people like yourself so you guys can be successful, not just as an unclaimed funds and tax overages person, but as an entrepreneur in general. Like this is something I think that everyone should really be aware of. When you're doing business, do it right. Don't treat it like a side hustle. This is not an MLM business. This is not something, you're not selling Mary Kay. No offense, but you're not. You're running a legitimate organization, and you need to treat it as such. And once you get the foundation right, then you can hire virtual assistants, and they can come in and they can take the busy work out of your hands. They can start removing things. The next thing you know, you're in a position that I'm in. And trust me, guys, this is time. I mean, I've put a lot of time and effort into my business to where now I can step back and my employees do all the work and they give me a report every morning. But that doesn't happen overnight. I'm telling you right now, but it will happen for you. So guys, I'm going to say this in closing. If you find yourself, if you are struggling, getting yourself started, if you find yourself not knowing what to do, I made a free training showing you step by step how things work. You guys can click the link in the description, go watch the training. It's all good for you. I'm asking for you in return. Just subscribe to the channel, watch my videos, ask questions in the comments. I will be sure to get back to you guys. I was gone for the last couple weeks. My family and I, every year, we take an annual business vacation. We call it our bizcation, where we disappear for 2 or 3 weeks. That's why you guys probably haven't seen me on YouTube or Facebook for the last couple weeks, because I try to disconnect. I try to disconnect and just kind of like revive what me and my family got going on. But ultimately, I want you guys to win. I want you to win. I want you guys to do great. I want you to love the business. It really is a good one, especially for people who want to start something at low overhead, low cost business to operate. This is it. I mean, I love it. And I love that I get to help people. I can't tell you how many families' lives I've changed by running this business right here. And you're going to do the same thing. I believe that you're going to do the same thing. It's just stop trying to take shortcuts. Stop trying to duct tape your way to success. That's what I like to say. Learn, find somebody to learn from, whether it be a course or you get a coach or you tag team with someone who's in the business and that's successful. Get that mentorship that you need and do it right. You also have some more free resources available to you. Every county has an SBDC. That's a Small Business Development Center. Sign up, sign up, sign up. Get with them. And just tell them you're in business and you need help. They will mentor you and give you a coach in any area of business that you need. They're awesome. I sign up with them. I've been in business for a while now. I hire private coaches for myself for businesses that I'm in, but I also use the SBDC because sometimes my business coach might not be a financial expert, or sometimes that business coach doesn't know anything about grants. So I'll go to the SBDC and I'll see if they got the experts I'm looking for, because I want to be well-rounded. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for always following, liking, subscribing. I got to go. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.